Come on. This isn't right. Gods, it's good to see a fellow Psijic. You can see me, right? What about hear me? Another improvement. I've been trapped in this synchrocesiac state for I don't know how long. My senses, myself, scattered far and wide. I'm barely aligned enough to communicate. I need an intervention to pull me free. Would you help me? Out of sync with reality. I need to find a Daedra sage named Urvank, a master of the 11th Force change. He may be my best hope of escaping this syncrocesia. Maybe my only hope. Will you help me find Urvank? I'll compensate you once I'm whole. The only lead I have is one of Urvank's disciples, Mora, in Windswept Crag. I've been trying to communicate with her for hours, but I get no response. If you speak on my behalf, we may finally get somewhere. I wanted to study the 11th Force change within this realm of oblivion. You see, Mehrunes Dagon is best known for his power of destruction, but that is merely a portion of his sphere of influence. All of his aspects are rooted in change. Really? The 11 Forces are only the basis for your entire studies as a Psijic. You should take some time from your practical studies to brush up on your theory. The 11th, most sacred force is change. Everything, really. I underestimated change's currents here in the Deadlands. When I reached out to dip my toes in, I got swept away. Parts of me, anyway. Among other things, I'm out of sync with this realm, with myself. It seems that I've regained enough alignment to interact with you, but there's no telling how long I'll remain like this. And I'd rather not become dispersed across time and space. Are you suggesting I should have dragged half the Order along on this expedition? Maybe held a symposium? I prefer to conduct my studies at my own pace, thank you. Though I did appear to underestimate how strong the 11th Force would be here. Well, you're one to talk, aren't you? We're together now, so that's one problem solved already. Between the two of us, we should have my syncrocesia resolved in no time. He is a well-known sage, though few besides his disciples have ever seen him. Rumors claim he's always in motion, which is fitting, but also makes tracking him down very difficult. Mora may be able to guide us to him, though.
So the ghost returns.
Wait, you can see me?
And hear you, unfortunately. I see you brought someone to help offend my other senses, too.
Unbelievable. I spent hours trying to get her attention, trying to figure out how to communicate with her, and she was ignoring me. The nerve.
Your odor precedes you, leaky skin bag. At least I could tune out the apparition, but your sweaty, reeking body would test even Lord Dagon's endurance. Well, go on before your overwhelming miasma seeps into everything and drives away the fish. Sending you to Master Irving would be akin to farting downwind. I would inflict your odious odor on my worst enemy, let alone a Daedra of his esteem. Whatever your troubles, they'll be over soon. Your smelly existences are mercifully brief. I just want to fish without your fetid meat musk burning my nose. You can go pick apocalypse seeds from an end times ash tree for all I care. Actually, that's perfect. Go get me a seed. I think there's one out in those burning wastes. I want you to go away, but some shade would be nice. Wait, stop that. I don't need to explain anything to you, Thought-Wisp. Just blow away and vanish like the leaves of an end times ash. You must be utterly baffled by the concept. Just sitting and waiting for something to occur with patience. As quickly as you expire, the mere idea must appear ludicrous. How utterly pathetic. They do? Oh my. That somehow makes it even worse. There went the last vestiges of pity I held for you worthless creatures. Alas, I'll never be as cruel as whoever conceived of you reeking awful bags. Oh, I really couldn't say. Why don't you take a dip and see for yourself? What don't I have against you? You mortals are like an irritating itch. They're long enough to be a nuisance, but nothing of any lasting consequence. The pointlessness of your existence offends me. Why any Daedra have an interest in you is beyond me. I want you to go away, but some shade would be nice.
I'm sorry you had to endure that, but considering most Daedra's temperaments, Mora's caustic personality isn't so bad. I think we might be able to make some headway with her. I've observed her for some time now, while trying to make contact. I think she's dissatisfied by more than just our presence. There's something more to this apocalypse seed business than she's willing to admit. It might help persuade her. Mora mentioned end times ash trees. I vaguely recall some trivial details from my travel preparations. I think I can identify one of those trees when I see it. My present condition should actually make the search easier. I'll scout ahead. Here, this is the specimen we're looking for. Well, in a manner of speaking. This is an end times ash tree, but it appears to be like most things in the Deadlands, dead. All is not lost, though. I remember that these trees have a particularly volatile life cycle. Growth, destruction, regrowth. It just needs a nudge. If we want a seed, we need it to sprout. That's impossible while it's dead. But I think we can encourage it to change if we provide it with the right catalysts. I'll try conjuring some elements. If I can manage that, you can apply them to the tree. I am still tenuously connected to this realm. I'm not even sure I'll be able to muster simple conjurations. But you and I are still relatively in phase. If all goes well, you can act as an intermediary and effect change on my behalf. Phew! That was more difficult than it should have been. Try using those on the tree. A synchrosthesia, it's... We've looped back upon ourselves. You'll need to try something else. Cleansing fire. That's a good start. Something's changing. That is deeply unpleasant, but at least we're returning to a stable current. Cleansing fire. That's a good start. New life breaking through the quenched flames. My body, it's gone. Again. Somehow our meddling with the end times ash affected my asynchronous state. I was fully aligned with myself again, if only for a brief moment. Puzzling. I'm afraid I don't understand the implications, but Irvank might. We should return to Mora. We could, but I'm not quite to the point of risking my entire existence on blind experimentation. I believe Irvank is still my best hope of returning to a stable state, provided we can convince Mora to help us find him. Mora, we have some.
Oh, a new smell. How inventive. Are you attempting to mask your horrendous stench by rolling around in ash and dirt? Huh. Only a mortal would believe compounding filth with filth is somehow an improvement. An apocalypse seed? How did you... I honestly thought you'd wander off and die before the new seedlings took. And you just brought this to me? Why would you do that? I made no pact with you. I don't understand. This is some sort of trick, isn't it? Are you even smart enough for tricks? Maybe you really did just bring it to me. Idiot mortal. Well, it's not like I'm just going to turn it away, but I'm not going to be in debt to a mortal. I suppose you demonstrated you aren't completely useless, and you muffled your overpowering stench. Fine, I'll help you to find Master Irving. Seek out Shirodar in the Flea Pits district of Wretched Spire. He was the last mortal to see the Master.
Wretched Spire. I'll go ahead to Wretched Spire and attempt to locate Shirodar. Hopefully he's more cooperative than Mora. Wait! Please, just listen.
Gilfric sent you to haunt me, didn't he? Dubious hench ghost, this one is not fooled! Ah! Mercy! This one does not wish to become Gilfrex's ghost slave as well.
Just stop for one moment and let me explain.
Call off your attack, Ghost. Shirodar knows when he is caught, but have mercy. No matter the size of this one's death, Gilfrex gets nothing if Shirodar dies. You... don't? That one, the Ghost, she said the same. But Gilfrex has his tricks. His dogs hunt this one like an animal. Shirodar does not know you, so he thought you among them. If you are not with Gilfrex, what do you want with this one? Mora, the Daedra who is most rude. To hear it from her, this one's fragrance would befoul all the corners of Oblivion. Never has Shirodar been so insulted. Sorry, Shirodar is too busy fleeing for his life to be of much help. Oh, if you were to get Gilfrex off Shirodar's tail, that would make you much more agreeable in this one's book. Shirodar is greatly in debt, but what Gilfrex asks for is beyond what this one can deliver. Perhaps you can remedy this. Gilfrex rules the Fleepit district, feeding on desperation and despair. Shirodar suspects he is not so important for a Daedra, but among the dregs of Wretched Spire, he is a king. This one should not linger in the Fleepits. He will hide outside. He is under the impression that this one can retrieve some foul Daedric trinket from a most dangerous place. This one is much more skilled at fleeing and cowering. Unfortunately, Gilfrex will likely kill Shirodar for refusing.
Let's find this Gilfrex and be done with it. You'll have to handle Gilfrex yourself, I'm afraid. They don't seem to be aware of me. Can't say I mind being beyond the notice of such low-life scum.
Exavija.
Time. I have time. You do not. One day, filth. You're not one of my debtors. Yet. But everyone in Wretched Spire needs something, and I provide. So what can I do for you? Poor mortal. Right to the chase. I hate that. I like to watch the needy squirm. Shirodar, for example. Big squirmer. You, not so much, I suppose. Is that why the cat sent you? As muscle? Raw deal. You'll never collect. Either way, I'm getting what I'm owed. The cat promised he could get me a little item called the Slave Choker from False Martyr's Folly. But it was all talk. If I don't have that collar by the time I find the cat, I'll make one out of his tail. Understand? It's not getting me any closer to the Slave Choker, that's for sure. Fine. I've wrung enough fear out of the cat these last few days to have my fill. It's overpowering the more subtle miseries I savor. His debt is cleared. Now go. Kenarthi!
Jojet, it is done.
Just stay put. My friend is never going to catch up if you keep running off.
But that is how Gilfrix catches up to this one too!
I told you, they've already paid off your debt.
It's you. The ghost says everything is alright. Gilfrix no longer wants my tail, or any other part of me. Is it true? Gilfrix forgave it? Gilfrix never forgives anything. Or perhaps Master Erwin was right. This one's fortunes can change for the better. Perhaps next time it will even be Shirodar who changes them. Well, you see, this one does not know the Master's ever-shifting path, so he cannot say for sure. But he does know that Master Erwin planned to visit a new disciple. Or disciple-to-be, rather. Hykso, a skeptic of the Master's ways. This one will mark the place on your map. He is certain you will find the Stubborn One and Master Erwin there. Unless Erwin has already convinced Hykso and they have both moved on. No. Shirodar is sure you are meant to cross paths.
Synchrocesia is shifting again. That is so disorienting. This alignment is still unstable. I can already feel it slipping out of phase. Please, let's find Hykso before my condition worsens. I think I'm responding to the changes you're creating here. It's a miracle we've maintained a connection this long. I take it as a good sign that my synchrocesia is coming closer to alignment, even if it's unstable.
The ghost is no longer a ghost? Oh, it is just as Master Erwin said. The possibilities are boundless.
Hykso, was it? No need for any
Are we stopping
hostility.
here? It seems a fine place to take in the sights.
What maggot? Master of lies. Irving says even stone softens when needed. Nonsense. Things made strong are strong. Things made weak are weak. Prove the strength of his words. Otherwise, Irving is nothing to me. And so are you. Show me the strong stone that becomes soft, the hard stone that becomes brittle, the weak stone that becomes strong. Show me that you and Irving are worth hearing. Then I might answer you. You aren't, unless there is truth in Irving's words. If there is proof to be found, you will find it near the Dremora outpost to the west. Now go. Die to the strong, maggots.
Done.
Over here. Did you find the stones? Ixo should be along. It'd be hard to miss. Oh, well, he's arrived.
Maggot, you return. It is as Irving said. Strong becomes weak. Weak becomes strong. Change is inevitable. These stones prove the strength of his words. I did not understand him. Now, I do. Irving awaits you to the south. Grow, maggot, into something strong.
I'm really glad your mood improved before this happened. What's the saying? One step forward, two steps back? I feel like I'm on the end of a pendulum. It's getting ready to swing back. Hard. Let's hurry to Master Irving. Hello? Who's speaking? Wait. Master Irving? Is that you? Not what I expected, but then nothing about this journey has been thus far. The Banekin's, Master Irving's voice comes through clearly, but I don't understand. He's telling me he can't correct my alignment with this realm. I don't know. I'm stretched so thin. Just holding on to some semblance of reality all this time has been exhausting. I don't think I can go on fighting like this much longer. If a master of the 11th Force can't fix this, what hope do I have? can barely think straight anymore. If you have any brilliant ideas, I'm open to suggestions. You're right. I'm letting fear and frustration get the better of me. This is no different than any of my other studies. I just need to focus my efforts and learn for myself. I am a master of the old ways, and the 11 forces are mine to command.
Then force! Change! Rah!
I have been expecting you to. Your friend is ever present here. Everywhere and nowhere. Too used to order, and now drowning in chaos. I cannot change her, but she can change herself. She seeks to master the 11th force, but you do not master change. She must let go of this urge before the current she fights against drown her. The bat is born to fly, but still must learn to glide upon the wind. She cannot force the sky to carry her where she desires. She must learn to follow the winds of change before she can guide her course. My words fall on deaf ears, but my thoughts find an open mind. I cannot send them far and wide, but when I am close to one who desires understanding, I will be heard. No, though it's possible all bacon could do this. It's possible you could do this. Anything is possible. Reaching that possibility is much less likely. A complex course along the path of change can be a longer journey than most are willing or able to make. You yourself, mortal, are bound by the length of your life, and must plot your course accordingly.
At last, I'm whole again. I can't begin to describe how unpleasant it is to be strewn across the cosmos. I think my sense of touch was underwater half the time. And my teeth feel like I've been sleeping with my mouth open. Yes, I understand how to keep this realm's chaos from pulling me apart now. I'll be fine, thanks to your efforts as my proxy. If I had to be out of phase with reality, I'm glad you were there to help me. Please, accept this with all my gratitude. Well, of course, it's not so easy to let go of control when your entire existence is in jeopardy. Then I think you have a great deal to learn about the mortal condition. I can share the finer details later. This was quite the learning experience. Not what I had in mind when I embarked on this journey, but informative nonetheless. I do look forward to some less hands-on exploration of the 11th Force for now. Benkin are not thoughtful by nature. Nor do Daedra change easily, even in a realm as turbulent as this one. To be so different from others of his kind, it proves just how far he's come on his own journey. He's earned the title of Master. There's always something more to learn, unless you're a fool. Today I merely learned how to keep my head above water. Tomorrow, I practice swimming. I'd like to travel with Master Irvank for a bit, if he'll allow it. Despite appearances, I think he'll make an enlightening guide on this journey of mine.
And so, students of change, you have learned the most important lesson. I hope you continue to follow its course. Learn its ways, and come back to teach me something new. Practice. Most do not ever feel the flow of the 11th force. But once you become aware of the motions of change around you, you need only feel them and observe. Eventually, they speak to you as they do to me. I merely speak in terms you are familiar with. But these are new ways of thinking for me as well. I do not see everything through 11 lenses as your friend does. Perhaps I will peer through them for a while and learn something new.